After the fateful end of Motocoaster, Dreamworld's most iconic roller coaster, it hasn't felt quite the same every time I visit the park and see Motocoaster just sitting there. A single tear rolls down my cheek, and I deeply miss the presence of such a beautiful, magnificent ride. But finally, it seems like we have a little hint at the future of Motocoaster. In a recent Instagram post from Dreamworld, CEO Greg Young can be seen sitting at his computer in his office, working away, and on the computer screen, it looks like there is what appears to be some sort of concept art for a queue line with the old Motocoaster queue and station next to it, with some text underneath that reads, "The load station, the hero discovery." This is very exciting news. Does this mean we're getting some kind of new attraction, or is Motocoaster being resurrected with a new theme? On closer inspection in the image, the queue for this mysterious ride or attraction looks very much in line with the Rivertown theme, which is super cool. It definitely seems like whatever this is will be an add-on or expansion to Rivertown, which makes sense given the entrance to this ride area is in Rivertown. I posted on social media asking for your comments and your thoughts on what this could all possibly mean, and I got some interesting responses. A lot of people seem to agree that it seems to be either an upgrade or retheme to Motocoaster and tying it into the Rivertown theme, which would make perfect sense. I think that would be super cool. Honestly, Motocoaster gets a lot of hate. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of it either, but I think the main issue for me was always the seats, which were incredibly uncomfortable and difficult to get into, and the ride itself wasn't the most interesting. It sort of slowed down towards the end and was kind of a boring ride in my opinion. But I do think it was an interesting ride in Dreamworld's lineup, and it was very popular. It actually filled a pretty big gap in the lineup of attractions and frequently had quite a lot of people riding it because it's a cool concept, and that's basically what it was when it started. It was just like a prototype version of that ride system. So I do think sort of keeping that idea in their lineup is a good idea, but just retheming it into Rivertown would be really cool. One James Joker says, possibly a layout extension over the river and quad bike trains to fit in with Rivertown. New launch too. I think that would be a really cool way of theming it. I really like the idea of having it interact with the river as well, because that's such a unique area of Dreamworld, and I think it's really beautiful and would be super cool to see the rides actually like interact with it a little bit. Travelog Shiv says, dark ride. In the concept art from Dreamworld's video, it does kind of look like either the station or part of this attraction or ride will be indoors, because outside it's daytime, and then as you get closer to the station, it looks dark in there. It looks like there might be a show building or something, which would be a really cool idea, even as part of a potential Motocoaster upgrade. I would, on the other hand, love an actual dark ride attraction, and that would probably be a good plot of land to put one in, because it covers quite a large section of land, and it would be an awesome addition to Rivertown as well. I think some kind of dark ride there would be great, like a trackless dark ride or something like that, or a water dark ride. The only question I have is how would they integrate it into the pathway leading to the giant drop and next to Steel Taipan, because it would cover all that land and it might be a bit jarring. I don't know how they would theme it into there. Coaster Life says immersive shaded seating area. That would be such a big letdown if it was literally that. Can you imagine? Oz Coasters says, honestly, this just gives us more questions than answers. Yeah, I definitely agree. This has really piqued my curiosity. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think it's a really cool way of introducing the fact that there might be something new coming on the way by just sneaking it into one of the advertisement videos. It's a really smart way of doing it. Travelog Shiv also pointed out that in the image on Greg's screen, it also looks like it says something about scaffold to upper level. So whatever this attraction is, it might be multi-stories high. I don't know, which is an interesting sign. That could mean a flume ride, perhaps, or a coaster with a lift hill. What are my thoughts and what would I like to see? I think I'm probably on the same page as everyone else. I would love to see sort of a new coaster or reboot of Motocoaster tied into Rivertown. I think it just makes perfect sense, and I can easily imagine some sort of Indiana Jones type vibe going on there, riding a motorbike with a sidecar or a quad bike, like one of the comments pointed out. Obviously, I'd love a dark ride. I think Australia is really missing out on having something like that here, and I also think they could put like a show or something in there. That would be really cool. A Rivertown themed show, explorer vibes, Indiana Jones style, like at the Disney parks with stunts and boulders and things. I feel like the addition of Spy Chase stunt show at Movie World has shown there's still interest for theme park entertainment of that scale, and I do feel like Dreamworld is really missing out on something really impressive in the entertainment department like that, and that's no shade to the entertainers themselves. I just feel like they really need something larger and more spectacular. But this is very exciting news, and as I said, it's definitely piqued my curiosity. I'm really excited to see what's coming up, and And if there will be any actual announcements, my predictions would be something Intamin, given the fact that King Claw recently opened and Intamin is somewhat known for doing package deals. I could see Dreamworld maybe striking up some sort of bargain with them to work on a couple of attractions at once. And I'd love to see Motocoaster reach its full potential. I think that would be a really cool turn of events, especially given the fact that it was quite a popular ride, all things considered. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what comes up next. Thank you so much to everyone who left your comments and thoughts, and sorry to anyone's comments who I didn't read. If you want to be a part of future discussions, make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to the channel to check into my YouTube community, where I post a lot of these discussion starter threads. If you've got any more thoughts or ideas or predictions, let me know down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, a friendly comment, or subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. And before we finish, I'd like to give a huge thank you to the members and sponsors of Team YumYum for supporting my content. I really appreciate all the support and generosity. I'm super grateful, so thank you so much.